Hey guys, what's going on? It's Matt the Cell Junkie coming back at you with one more. So I'm taking a nice little trip and I need a phone that is going to be water safe, as far as splashes goes, or anything along those lines where I know my phone won't die just because it got a little bit of spray on it or something. So my wife's got the S7. I actually have an iPhone 7 now that I got through work, which I'll also be reviewing, just to let you guys know. But in the time being, I was searching around on Amazon, on Best Buy, on Target, Walmart, all the above, for a water-resistant IP67 or 68 phone that's not going to break the bank. I could get the S7, I could get the new G6, which I would love to have. There's a number of phones, ruggedized phones. Kyocera has some, but I'm not a big fan of their operating system, and also usually it's so low on specs that it makes it even hard to use. Usually it's an 8 gig, 1 gig of RAM or something like that, and it's not working right. So what I did was I finally came down, and what I did was I got this bad boy, which is the Alcatel onetouch Go Play. All right, and it is a IP68 rated phone. Now, the thing about this bad boy is it's not even like it doesn't have the nano coating or anything like that, like the S7 or the iPhone does, or any of those things. This relies on good old-fashioned ports. Am I a fan of those? Not really, but if it gets the job done, then hey, it gets the job done. It could be better, but it is what it is. All right. So what I did was I went on Amazon and, I've got an incoming call. Well, we're going to dismiss that because I don't know who that is. Anyway, so I got this through Amazon. It was $99. There's also another model on there. This phone comes in many, many colors. They also had another model for $109 that was white and orange. But I'm not really going to do anything with that. And so for $100, this is the US model. There's other models out there that has 1 gig of RAM and 8 gigs of storage. That's the exact same phone. The US model comes with 2 gigs and 2 gigs of RAM with 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. Now, that to me is a better deal. This also has a Snapdragon 410. So if you want to look at it, it's actually like the Moto G Play that came out a few months back, almost a year now, but came out, and it's got the exact same specs: 2 gigs of RAM, Snapdragon 410. The only difference is that has Android Marshmallow, and will probably get Nougat. This bad boy here is still running on Lollipop. So this is like 5.1.1 or something like that. And this just came out in May of last year, I believe it was. And it's running on a really old, basically two generations back, 2 versions back operating system. Now, with that being said, it's not that bad. It's still fluid. It's still functional. All right. It does everything that it needs to do. It just would be nice to have more up-to-date software. And I mean, when I got it, it had one update and it still stayed in the Lollipop. But overall, you can either get the Moto G Play that has no waterproofing but has up-to-date updates. Yeah. Or you could go with this one that does have waterproofing, that has an older version of Android. So that's kind of a negative. This is a 5-inch 720p display. Honestly, the camera doesn't really do it too much justice. It's not that bad, guys. I mean, you're going to see a little bit of pixelation. It's not the best, quality screen, but it'll get the job done. Again, I mean, you're paying $99 for this bad boy. And if you are going on hikes, if you're going on, canoe rides or whatever, if you're a really outdoorsy kind of guy or girl, this will definitely do some good with you guys, because then you ain't got to worry about it. It's a $100 phone. If something happens, you can, if you lost a thing or whatever, you're down $100 and then you got to get a new SIM card. That's it. All right, it's better than taking your your $700, $800, $900 iPhone, or S7, or S8 when that comes out, and you lose that in the river or something. Then we're talking some bad bucks there. But it's still a good display. The viewing angles are decent. They're pretty good. And I will say, watching videos is good, but then when you come around here and you got the speaker in the back, this is probably one of the poorest speakers I've ever had in a phone. Not because it's rear facing, but because it is very hollow, it is very tinny, and if you just get up to even half the max volume, it distorts and you can't really understand people. I mean, like on YouTube ads and stuff like that, it sounds horrible. If you watch a normal video, you can turn it up a little bit more and it'll sound better. It might just be the quality of the ad, but I mean, it blares out and it just sounds horrible. It's like chalkboard screeches. It's horrible. But I mean, just kind of doing your everyday tasks, web browsing, Facebooking, tweeting, all that jazz, it'll get you through. It's not like a hardcore phone for gaming. You cannot. I mean, you can. I don't do it. It's not my thing. But if you really wanted to do some stuff with gaming, you could probably do it on here. But you're going to lose some frame rates more than likely. This is an older 410 chipset, and it's passable, it's doable, it's not the best. Would I rather had a 425 in here, or I think they got a 450 as well, a little more mid-range, higher mid-range, sure. I wish it had a 600 series, 625 that's running the BlackBerry Key 1 and the Moto Zs and all that. That would be awesome too, but this doesn't. So, I mean, it's got its normal, cameras in the front, camera in the back, 8 megapixel, I think 5 in the front. So, I mean, if you got snap off some stuff, you're good, but it's not going to win any awards or anything. It again gets the job done. The interface is pretty good. I don't really have an issue with the interface. It has some stock-like features, but it's not full stock. As you can see, like some of the icons are rounded off, a little cartoony style. Kind of reminds me of Samsung or LG a little bit back in the older days when they didn't lighten their stuff up. But overall, this is not bad. It's got the regular micro USB. It's not a USB Type-C. Headphone jack covered up, and it's got this. Every review that I've seen on this, it had, people were like, oh, it's like a Kevlar or something. It's definitely not. This is not a Kevlar backing. It's a rubber-ish coating that probably can take a decent beating, but it surrounds the entire phone. But I wouldn't recommend like chunking this phone. It's still, it feels sturdy enough to hold up to your stuff, but at the same time, it feels like it's gonna be like, if you dropped it pretty good, it will break just like any other device. They also come with you can get cases for these that also help with the durability. It's a little bit thicker, a little bit ruggeder. I actually have one. I just didn't bring it for the review. So I feel when I go on my trip, my SIM card will be protected. My phone will be protected. It has I believe it's a Dragon Trail screen. I believe that's what it was called. It's kind of like Gorilla Glass, but it might be like a cheaper version. But it hasn't scratched. I've had this in my pocket with my keys and everything. It has not scratched up. Overall, guys, this is, for $100, this was a $200 phone when it first came out. For $100, guys, if you're looking for a good water resistant phone that will, keep your stuff safe and you don't have to worry about it, like all the other stuff, I'd go for it. Like, I'm probably gonna end up keeping this. And when I go out to amusement parks or kayaking or bike riding or whatever, I'm gonna have this with me, so that way I won't bust up my iPhone, I won't bust up any of my other phones that are a little more fragile, and it'll probably hold up pretty well. Like I said, mostly good experience. Battery life is amazing on this. Low sucking power with the screen and the lower end processor, so the battery lasts forever. So overall, this is definitely a good buy. Like I said, got it from Amazon, so check it out. And if you guys got any questions on this or any other devices that I reviewed and you want to know something, by all means, drop it down in the comment section. Hit that like button and also subscribe, guys. And I will see you on the next one.